Chapter 18. The Diagnostic Matrix. Quick reference. A field guide, not a substitute for actually listening. Use it to orient quickly, then set it down and pay attention to the person in front of you. Behavioral patterns. Anxiety, fast speech, chest breathing, scattered eyes. Slow the breath together before anything else. People-pleasing, over-explaining, weak boundaries. Practice short, honest answers and comfortable pauses. Overthinking, analysis paralysis, no action. A quiet walk, eyes on the horizon, before more talking. Low energy, slumped posture, weak voice, check the clock, sleep, sunlight, food, before assuming its motivation. Imbalances, emotional flooding, too much mother, not enough father. Bring gentle structure and routine, not more processing. Rigidity, too much father, not enough mother. Bring stillness and permission to feel, not more rules. Chapter 19. The Geometric Transmissions. Some ideas land better drawn than argued. 3 diagrams worth having ready. The alchemical clock. A simple dial showing the day's natural rhythm, waking, focus, rest. So a tired or scattered student can see where their own clock has drifted, rather than just being told to try harder. The alchemical union. The drop in the sun, meeting at a single point. Useful for a student who is either flooded with feeling or frozen in logic. Show them that neither extreme alone produces anything. It's the meeting point that does. The internal zodiac, a figure holding all 12 signs at once, rather than being reduced to one. Useful whenever a student uses a label as a reason they can't change. You're not a fragment. You're the whole board. Chapter 20. The Law of the 2 Bags, the Ancestral Purge. Every person carries 2 bags, one of feeling, one of expectation, that fill up over a lifetime with things that were never truly theirs. Inherited fears, borrowed rules, other people's definitions of success. A person whose bags are completely full has nowhere to put anything new, no matter how good the idea. The bag audit give the student 2 sheets. Left, fears I inherited, emotional reactions I learned, worries that sound like my parents, beliefs about myself I didn't choose. Right. Rules I was taught, expectations I carry, obligations I obey, definitions of success handed to me. 15 minutes, no discussion. Then have them mark each item. A, I know this is truly mine. B, I'm not sure where this came from. C, this was given to me. The master's question. If everything marked C disappeared today, who would remain? Let the question sit. No lecture, no interpretation needed from you. The student's own honesty does the work. Chapter 21. The Recall of the Cell. The Rainbow Torus. A person disconnected from their own body loses track of their own boundary. Awareness of the body is the first step back to a felt sense of one's own perimeter. Building the field guide the student to bring their awareness up through the spine. Imagine warmth gathering at the center of the chest, and let a sense of steady presence expand outward from there. A field they're generating, not one they're defending against attack. Filtering, not fighting. The aim isn't to seal a person off from the world. It's to help them notice what they're letting affect them and choose more deliberately. Letting in what's nourishing, rest, connection, beauty, and setting a little more distance from what drains them without needing to declare war on either. A simple test. Have the student lie still and notice what they can hear. Birdsong, wind, the room. Then have them hold a gentle stretch and ask again what they can hear. Most people notice the sounds disappear under discomfort. The practice is simply learning to stay a little more present even when something is uncomfortable. Not proof of superiority, just a useful ordinary skill. Chapter 22. The Spark Audit, Finding the Fire. The gray city searches for defects and spends years trying to fix them. The architect searches for what's already alive in someone, underneath everything else. Every student arrives carrying real weight, stress, inherited expectation, fear. But underneath it, almost always, is something that still lights up without being asked to. Finding that is the last and most important part of the work. What to watch for, what makes them laugh, unguarded? What story do they return to when they're relaxed? What topic makes their voice change, drop its anxiety, gain warmth? What do they bring up without being asked? What did they love before the world told them who to be? Ask that last question directly, then wait. Don't rescue the silence that follows, and don't rush to interpret it for them. Just let them sit with it long enough for their own answer to surface. It usually does. The final declaration, the descent. The gray city will tell you the work is finished. It is not. The sovereign teacher does not retreat to the mountain to disappear in silence. You do not become a hermit. You do not become a guru. You descend into the valley. You walk back into the marketplace. You do not need to argue with anyone. You simply live at your own steady center, and let that be enough. The law of obsolescence. The work was never the pillars, never the bellows, never the clock, never the teacher. The work was always the recall. You were never building a better version of yourself. You were remembering the original. The pillars were only stones. The protocols were only tools. The teacher was only a mirror. The cathedral was always inside the vessel. The burning of the bag. If you have reached this page, do not carry this manual as another bag. Do not worship the architecture. Do not defend the language. Do not become a follower of the fox. The moment the manual becomes a prison, burn it. The moment the language becomes a cage, leave it. The moment the pillars replace your own direct observation, return to 0.0 degrees. The recall was never designed to create dependency. It was designed to make itself obsolete. The architect's creed. The gray city seeks followers. The architect builds architects. The gray city seeks believers. The architect seeks observers. The gray city seeks control. The architect restores responsibility. One day the bellows will fall silent. One day the vessel will return to the earth. One day the name will disappear, but the spark will remain. The student becomes the teacher. The teacher returns to the void. The stone is set. The level holds. The cathedral rises. 0.0 degrees.